What up, WasabiNoise here, how are you doing? Some of you guys have been asking how does this feel? So I decided to take the highest rated controller on Amazon, compare them, especially the keys. So this comes as under $100 and this cost me $160. And I know that these are very different products, but I wanted to have some reference so you know how it feels compared to something that is selling really well. The Lumi is very sleek and very minimalistic. It's super portable and it looks awesome. The 24 illuminated keys not only look cool, especially when you illuminate them. And it's very close in length to the actual keyboard. The best of it is that you can use this to like chords and like scales, so this can be very handy. And as I've shown you in another video, you can also send MIDI signals to this so you like the keys up. So that's actually a very cool feature. The keys have something called polyphonic aftertouch, which allows you to control parameters with the force that you're applying after you're pressing the key. So while you're pressing the key, you can still apply force and that parameter will translate to an instrument, or it depends on the VST and the DAW. For the aftertouch to work, you have to use a DAW or a VST that can read this information. I used it and it works, but I still haven't found it useful for my workflow and my kind of music. The design is very minimal. You have this button that allows you to change between modes, and it's the power button, and then you have the octave change. You can connect it to your computer via USB, and with Bluetooth, you can connect this with iOS or Android, and then you can use it on any music app you have, or you can learn how to play the piano with their official app. You can also connect other ROLI products, so ROLI calls these DNA connectors. If you have multiple Lumis, you can stack them up so you can have more octaves. I don't know what's the limit, but I guess you could have the 88 keys of the grand piano. I only have one of them, so I don't know how well that works. It's all plastic, it's self-contained, but it doesn't feel like super strong. It doesn't feel very sturdy. Sturdy, yeah. On the other hand, this is one of the first results you get when you search on Amazon for a keyboard controller. It's actually a wonderful controller if you are getting started because it has a lot of stuff that you can use for your DAW. First of all, you have these pads that work very well for the price. Then you have these fixed knobs that you can use with your VST to control instruments, to control cutoffs. I don't know, it's very easy to use them. It comes with this joystick that you could use as mod wheel or pitch wheel. If you don't know, in the bigger keyboards you see these two wheels on the side. So this is the same thing, but just in one simple joystick. It has other features like the arpeggiator, but I never use this because I prefer to use my DAW and other MIDI effects. It's all plastic, but it feels very sturdy. I had this for years, it's still functional, it still works, so yeah, no problem with that. It's a little bit bulkier than the Lumi, but you can still fit this on the backpack. I think the Lumi is the right size. And this starts to become a little bit too bulkier, but you can still put it on your backpack. It connects via USB, so it only has this port. And I tried to connect this to my iPad, and what happened is that I had to give it power because my iPad was not powerful enough to power this. That was a disappointment because if you are on the move, you maybe don't have a power supply. So yeah, that's why for traveling and for my iPad, I would always go with this because this is Bluetooth and it doesn't require power because it has battery inside. With a laptop, you can connect this with a USB, that's not a problem. And it's not a wonder that a lot of producers have this because for the price, you get a lot of stuff and it also fits on your desk. As you can see, these are very different products, but both of them have keys, so let's compare them. Akai has mini keys. These are called synth action, which means that they use springs to return to its initial position. It doesn't feel like the action of an actual piano at all, but you can still get used to it very quickly. It's kind of hard to get accurate with the velocity, but you can get the hang of it when you're playing. Now let's take a look at the Lumi. The Lumi is not announced as mini keys, but the width of the keys are very, very small. The argument here by ROLI is that these are better for the average hand size, but I guess it does make the keyboard more portable because of the width. But at the end of the day, the width is very close to the Akai. So there's not a huge difference in width. And when you press the key of the Lumi, it feels like the plunge is very short, and with higher pressure, the whole key bed bends down a little bit. I contacted Lumi and they assured me that this is normal. But I'm telling you because some people complain on Kickstarter and some people even ask for a refund. And I have the feeling that the polyphonic aftertouch emphasizes that problem because there's no clear stop. So when I press the key, it's not like there's a clear stop. That's why I wanted to compare with this, because when you hit this, it's like very clear, like it just stops there. So that's why, for me, it feels very weird. Some people say that this is normal because of the aftertouch. For me, it's very hard to get used to this, and if they sold like a different version without that, I would buy it without the aftertouch, because for me, it's better to feel, I prefer it to be closer to a piano than not. And you can also see how the Complete Control S61 has a higher plunge than the Lumi. And again, I feel like the aftertouch is to blame. So I love the Lumi visually. It's very simple. I love this, man. I mean, this is so cool. I'm also investigating how to send signals to this so I can change the colors. You can send MIDI signals to this and the lights show up here, but the color is always white. Would be nice to have different parameters so you can send signals to these and say, hey, this key should be always this color and this the other color. There's not a lot of parameters you can control right now, but it's still very cool and it's very portable. I was a little bit disappointed with the key actions, so I wanted to express this on a video so other people can know what to expect. Also have in mind that this comes from a Kickstarter, so maybe when this comes out, they address some of these things, or maybe not. But yeah, this is the review I have for the product I have. For the Akai, I understand why this sells very well. It doesn't take much space on your desk. You have these pads that are really, really good. I mean, the the Ableton Push pads are way better than these, but this is still very, very good, and it works every time. You can control the sensitivity very well. The Akai is a little bit bulkier. It's a little bit heavier, I think, than the Lumi. They're very close, but I think this is heavier. And you have the sustain pedal, so that's can become very handy if you don't have one, or you have other things that don't have a sustain pedal jack, so you can always connect this one. So yeah, what do you think, guys? I like them both. I think they're very good products in their own way. They're different products, I understand that. And the Lumi comes with really nice software from ROLI, like the ROLI Studio Player, and it comes with the app that you can use to learn piano. They have updated the app, so some of the things I showed you on the first video, maybe they have improved on things, so I still have to check because it's been crazy lately, so I haven't had time to check any of this. The lights on this thing, it looks great, but the build quality is not what I was expecting. It's not that it's a deal breaker for me, and it cost me $160, so I think it's a fair price. So at the beginning I was really pissed, but then I thought about how much it cost for me, because I was very early getting into the Kickstarter. So yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you think about these products? If you have the Akai, what do you think about the keys? And do you agree with me or not? How do you feel that this feels by looking at the video? I wanted to translate that, but I know it's not the same as you touching it in real life. Thanks for watching until the end. Consider subscribing if you like this content, if you want to see more. WasabiNoise out. See you on the next one.